All right, morning, everybody. As you can see, we're out in the garage under the hood of the Jeep today. This is a little bit of an unplanned video, but having some issues with the Jeep. We don't drive it very often anymore. It's just a toy. It gets driven once a month, maybe, and in the winter, might go 2-3 months without getting driven. Just battery just is not staying charged during that time. So I'm going to put a little onboard charger on there, and I'm sure you guys have seen these little NoCo jobs on Amazon. I've used these in some other projects, but this one is actually designed to be under hood mounted. It's a charger and maintainer, but you can see how small that is. Pretty easy to find a spot under the hood for it. It comes with a handy little clip included that your charger snaps into, and then they give you a strap to put over it to kind of lock it in place there. No affiliation with them or anything. I've used some of their stuff in the past. They work out pretty good for me. It's got a fairly short cord on it. You can try to route that down and under and out the bumper on with some of my other winch wiring so that I don't have to pop the hood. That's kind of the biggest thing. Is in my garage, this kind of sits up against the wall and pulled up against some stuff in front of it. So it's actually hard to get the hood open when it's just sitting there in the garage. So this will be a great solution because I'll be able to just reach over and plug it in when the Jeep's parked in here. But it's got short cord on it, and then it also comes with fuse connection and your battery connections already on there. Obviously, if you have one of these, it's got alligator clips on it. You can obviously just cut those off and put your own connections on. But that was kind of the appeal of this one, is it's already built in this configuration to do exactly what I'm looking for it to do. So I'll get it reconfigured here a little bit, and we'll bring you guys in. I'll show you where I think I'm going to mount it, and we'll route some wiring, hook it up to the battery, and be good to go on this one. Should be a pretty quick hitter, but stick around. All right, got you guys on my little camera zoomed in here so you can see what's going on. Just for reference, this is the air horn, air cleaner, and radiator and stuff up here in the front of the Jeep. This is on the front inner fender here, and I've got just enough room right here that if I squish all this stuff under these wires, I can get this. I'll show you what I'm looking at here. And because this plug on this is as short as it is, I'm being real careful where I run this so I make sure I maintain as much length as I can on my plug end there. So, all right, you can kind of see that stuck down in there. About right there is where it fits the best. It's out of the way of everything, not rubbing on anything, and the cord will make it all the way down and under right there. So I'm going to kind of mark this off here a little bit. Nice high-tech marking job with a screwdriver. And I'm going to pull that out of the way. And now we can mount our bracket in here. And I'm going to put my bracket in this way. Make sure I've got enough room around everything else under here. And line that up where I can see it. And I can get my holes down into my inner fender here. And this comes with a couple of your good old-fashioned self-tappers, sheet metal screws. So it'll run just down through. That's my inner fender. Those screws will stick underneath where the tire is, but it's actually protected by some other bracketry under there. So I think this will work out pretty good. Just got to grab a different bit for the drill. All right, reset you guys so I got a little more room to work here. And of course, everything's going to fight me the whole way on this because you guys are watching. This stuff always goes easier when nobody's watching. One screw down. You're going to have to find that one later. Well, got lucky. Somehow my other screw made it all the way to the ground and in a spot where I could find it, so that was handy. Oh, hey, there we go. Okay, that really was easy. Just a matter of getting everything lined up, get those screws driven home with all this extra wiring I got under the hood here. This is all winch wiring and that kind of stuff that runs up here in this same general vicinity. So okay, snapped in. Now we're going to Velcro strap it, make sure it doesn't go anywhere. Okay, that's done. Now I'm gonna go climb underneath. I'm not gonna bore you guys with this, but I'm gonna go climb underneath and route that plug out the front and bring you back in a minute. All right, so wired out the front. I did put a little piece of split loom over it where it went underneath with the rest of my wires, just to add some protection there, and it sticks out about 6 inches, was just about right. So, but hooking up to the battery, ran into my first major snag here. I was dumb, didn't unwrap my cables here. Looked like there was plenty of wire, so I didn't check the length here, make sure it'll reach the battery, and it won't. So you can see now we've got a few more tools out here on the fender, because we're going to have to extend the wiring on this. And fortunately, it's got the wire gauge printed on it, so that was easy. 16 gauge wire. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut it about right here, where I can work on it easily. I'm going to snip it here. I'm going to come up here and connect them to my battery connections so that I know where those need to be. And then I'm going to run the extra wire I need to right through here. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to switch over my other camera here for you, so you can see the hookup on the battery, but stick around and we'll be back. All right, got you guys in the overhead view there of the battery. You can see I've long since upgraded my connections here to these, I think these are military styles, what they call them. But they're super simple to add stuff to, add accessories. Could give you that nice big long bolt here out the back that you can get on. I'm going to have to do it the hard way. Okay, see problem number one there. I didn't hold the inside of that. Now I gotta go grab the other size wrench. I gotta go grab another 5/8 or no, another 9/16 to tighten that down. And what you're seeing here is actually the benefit of these military style connections, is that I can now keep basically between those two nuts, I can keep the important wires, starter, alternator, winch cable, that kind of stuff. And then on the outside here under this other nut is where you can put your accessories that you also need to squeeze in here. So I'm going to get this best I can. Bend that tab a little bit there. That'll work. I'm going to put the nut back on here. On this side of the situation, okay, get that one on there good. Now come over and do the same thing on this side, and I'm going to remember this time to try to get with the positive side is that cable's in there a little bit awkward, but we'll see what happens here. Alright, that one came apart like it was supposed to. Got my fuse connection here just to make sure there's a fuse in it. Okay, there's a fuse in it, and that's a hell of a good quality fuse, I can tell you. Or a fuse holder. Had to actually get a screwdriver to kind of pry on it to get it to the cover to come off. So good and watertight there, feels like. So we'll put that one in that direction. And the nice thing about these connections is you can really crank on them, because that's a big bolt through there. You're not cranking down on lead or anything like that. That's a solid bolt through there. I mean, the connectors are lead, but that bolt, you can crank on it and get stuff really snug down, which I really appreciate about those style connectors. Now, just gonna kind of route. Actually, I think what I might do, yeah, I think what I'm gonna do is kind of route down and around that way and bring it out here. So let me switch back to the other camera and we'll do the wiring on this. All right, try to work on this out here where you guys can see it, but if you've seen any of my other wiring videos, this is going to go pretty much exactly the same as any of the rest of them. I am a crimper, so we're going to crimp the connections. Got some shrink tube. We'll shrink tube all the connections, and we'll tuck everything in here out of the way and run it where we want it to keep it out of the way. And anyway, we'll just get started here. Bring you guys along if you want to watch. Okay, got those on there. Now let's slide some shrink tube on before we forget, because that is the next obvious step, is to forget our shrink tube. And I don't believe you if you say you've never forgot your shrink tube. And I'm going to put the other pieces on there right now too and slide those down out of the way so I don't forget on the other end. And just a quick little tip here, just tied a quick little knot in the end of that. Then when I drop this on the ground, my shrink tube won't all fall off while I'm doing this, because I know myself and the inevitability of that I will have put the shrink tube on there, think it's on there, but it will have fallen and slipped off somewhere along the line. So now we're just going to hit this with a lighter. Don't exactly have to explain shrink tube to most of you, I'm sure. But I will say this about shrink tube: use the good stuff. Get the good stuff with the glue inside it, and these connections are watertight and corrosion proof, all that kind of stuff when you use good shrink tube. Some of that cheap stuff, just don't like it. Okay, good shrink tube connections there. I'm not going to worry about looming these together in any way, just because they're just going to run along here in a nice protected area. So, okay, tuck everything in there. Put my extra, tuck it out of the way. Close these lids before we knock everything on the floor. Now, let's see, there's some overhead power. So let's plug this in and see what happens. Okay, so it took the lights a minute there to come on and read. All right, and it is now, probably can't see what I'm talking about under here, but watching the light here, and it's pulsing red, which is telling me that it is charging at the moment. So happy with that. And you see, super clean install here. I'm sure with one of these little guys, if you're having a problem, there's got to be a place under your hood you can find that. Just be prepared to extend your wires. If you're doing, if you're doing custom DIY stuff, you're going to have to make some adjustments along the lines. Nothing's going to be plug and play, or very rarely is it going to be plug and play. But yeah, pretty simple installation there. Should solve my problem I'm having of the Jeep sitting. I can keep it plugged in now and should be ready to go and not have to dig out the big charger and push it out of the garage to get to the hood open anymore. So anyway, quick little Saturday afternoon project, but hope you guys enjoyed that, and we'll catch you on the next one.